Y'all, we on YouTube. Welcome to C9 Self Care. I am C9, and this podcast is about increasing your self awareness through my experiences. I am not a licensed therapist, I speak from my experiences only. Okay, so I got two things going on right now. I'm actually recording on the platform that I usually record on, and if you don't know, I've been having this podcast for about a year and some change now. Y'all, we on YouTube. Finally. Finally. After technical difficulties, we here. Okay, we here. So before we get started, I like to set the mood with a candle. But this time it's gonna be a wax melt. It's called Vanilla Square. And just like the name, I don't know why I'm turning so awkward. But just like the name, is literally a vanilla square. It smells so good. It's just vanilla. It's made with soy wax. It's so good. It's very calm. It's very like fresh. Maybe not fresh, but y'all know what vanilla smells like. Y'all can get this on my website at c9organiccandles.org. That's c9organiccandles.org. Y'all, I am feeling really good today. Over the past weekend, I was able to go to my cousin's gender reveal, and she's having a girl, just like we wanted. She's having a girl. Her name is gonna be Marie Rose. I'm so excited. Like, in a weird way, I feel like that's my baby. For real. She's gonna be so freaking spoiled, and I'll link it up in the cards right around here for the behind the scenes and just, the whole gender reveal part. I did. So I think how I want this show to go moving forward is that I ask like one or two questions and then I'll answer it, and that'll be your assignment, or you can like comment with your question or with your answer to the question in the comments below, and we can have a great conversation about it. Being self-aware, sometimes we have to ask ourselves these really hard questions, and I am creating a really safe place for myself and others to be vulnerable, because we're human. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to not be liked. Wow. So I I just googled self-awareness questions, and the first question already got me like, really? This what we starting off with? Whew, child. I need a minute. Mm-mm-mm. And if you are hearing the audio version, I'm gonna need you to go over to YouTube at C9 Self Care. At C9 Self Care, and check us out. I'm telling you, this first question, I'm like, now do I really want to say this? Let me mute this. Okay, let's just get into it. It says, who are you most jealous of and why? So I wouldn't call it jealousy though. I really wouldn't call it jealousy, because I feel like now I am 31. I have lived. I have, experienced a lot of different things. And I just feel like anything that I want, I could have. I know I am like, I am going around the question. Okay, let me just answer it. So it's this guy that I went to college with. And we were in the same line of field, aviation. I'm not going to say his name, but he started off from the very, very bottom and, was able to work himself all the way up into senior leadership. Not only that, just, looking at this person's life, got the career, got the, or is about to get married, just all of these things, able to travel the world, just all of these things that I saw myself doing. And I guess to see that from somebody else, I'm like, man. And it's crazy how I was having this conversation with one of my good friends. She's a woman, obviously. It's a woman, And we were talking about like all of the people who we kind of pretty much came up in aviation with, because that's the line of field that we wanted to go in. Like they are really doing some really big things in the world. And we decided to leave. We decided to create our own space, um, create our own lanes. And it's so funny, like her and I, our lives are like parallel. And when we were having this conversation, we was like, man, what if we stuck to it? What if we stuck to it? How far or where, how far would we be by now? And I understand, or I have to understand, like, everything isn't for everybody. That wasn't my mission. For people who don't know, and I think I said this on an earlier episode, but I lost my job in aviation in 2020. We had a really big layoff, and at that moment, I was just like, these jobs don't care about you. Like, if they not making money, they can't pay you, all this other stuff. Like, it's a crazy game. So I decided that I wanted to create a lane, create a space for myself that I could never be fired from again. And that's what I did. Aviation was one of the biggest industry that was hurt by it. And I was like, I need to be in more of a stable industry. And let me be clear, I am proud, okay? I am proud of the work that those guys or that guy is putting in, to get to where he is able to do all of the things that I said I wanted. And the thing is, I do realize that I can do the same thing. It's just I have to want to. And I had to realize I didn't want to. I had to realize, and I just started to like, it really started to really click for me a few years ago. I went back to school for aviation maintenance, and I'm studying for the test, whatever. And I just had a lot of anxiety when I was studying for the test, and it's not because it's that hard. If you study for it, it's easy, right? But once I stopped studying for it, I knew right then that wasn't for me. It was making me sick. And I had people trying to tell me, like, you need this in order to succeed, and and that's a whole nother story. But that I had to realize that wasn't for me. And if I want something, I'll go do it. And if I don't put the effort and time and energy into something, it's because I don't want to do it. It's not that because I'm lazy. It's truly because that's not for me. So I wouldn't say that I'm jealous of this guy, but his turnout, I would say I wanted that. I should say I thought I wanted that type of life. I don't know if I would be, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I would actually be happy had I gone that route. But dang, this question here. So all in all, I don't think I would say that I am jealous, but everything that this guy has accomplished, I wish that I would have done the same thing. I wouldn't say regret though either, but isn't that the definition of regret? Yeah, let's think about that. So that question came from the emotional awareness. I'm going to choose another question from, let's see, questions for accurate self-assessment. What positive qualities do you bring into your close relationships? Oh, I like this one. And I literally just picked the first question. What positive qualities do you bring into your close relationships? I think I give really great advice. I am very encouraging. If my friends come to me and say, "Hey, I want to get XYZ done," then I make it a point to not carry it with me, but like ask them, "Hey, what are you doing with this? What are you doing with that?" I know one friend in particular, she would be like, you can't go to her about nothing until you have everything listed out first. It's not like that. It's just I want to see you win. And when I know you can do it, I ask I ask a lot of questions, like not to discourage you, but to like open you up to be like, okay, these are the questions that a lot of people may ask and want you to have an answer for it. So humor, I'm corny, but I know I can make my friends laugh just by the simplest things. So laughter, encouragement, just being there. I feel like over the years I've become a way better friend. If they need me, I am there. When I say I'm there, I am there. Just the other day, let me tell y'all what my cousin did. And my cousin is like my best, like a built in best friend, built in sister. Okay. So she calls, no, we have this group meeting. It's me, her, and another friend. And we were already talking about something. And then randomly she sent me another message and I couldn't get to it right away because I was like cleaning up and doing other stuff. So she ended up calling me. Now, she don't call me unless it's like some real stuff. She did not call me. I promise you. We'll talk more in our group me than we do like we'll see each other in person, of course, but phone calls, no. So hear me out. She called me and she was like, "How fast can you get here? I need a witness." I'm like, "What?" Click. I'm on the way. Like I'm on the way. I dropped any and everything. I was in the middle of doing something. I dropped everything. So that's the type of friend I am. You need me. If I can do it, I can do it. That's just what it is. I'm not perfect. I know. I know most times. Well, sometimes. Let me say sometimes. I need my space. I'm one of those friends that needs to go sometimes. And I got to a point where I communicate that part. If I need time away, then I will. Instead of just ghosting, then they calling, then they get worried and all that kind of stuff. I have grown up a little bit and be like, okay, I need some space. It ain't about y'all, it's more about me. You know, let me just decompress and I get back to you. Real talk, I've been doing this podcast for about it, like I said, over a year and some change. And I finally feel like I am coming into my own and figuring out like what the real structure is. A lot of times, and I'll say this until I'm dead, just try. Just try. You will learn along the way. It's okay. You don't have to make it perfect. It is what it is. You can make it perfect later. You can dress it up fancy later. Just start. Because I think when people waste their time on just trying to make it perfect the first time, I feel like there's no room to grow. And I have plenty of room to grow at this point. So I'm glad I found these questions and I'm glad that I'm finally getting into my own, like, okay, this is how I want this podcast to go. And I'm going to put it out there. Hopefully it helps somebody. And, leave your comments and your answer in the comments below. Answer the question if you want to. If you don't, you can send me a private message. It's okay. You can find me on Instagram at C9 Self Care. And also, if you're interested in candles, soy wax, 100% soy wax candles, and wax melts and natural room sprays, you can find me at c9organiccandles.org. That's c9organiccandles.org.